Well, welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a transplant of this particular ROG motherboard, and we're going to replace it with an NZXT. There's a reason behind that, but I won't get into that right this second. So let's see if we can get straight into it and hopefully manage to get a working machine by the end of this. We'll also give it a nice little clean, hopefully not too much, and we'll see how it carries on. All right, without further ado, let's start. All right, so what do we got here? Well, this is the graphics card. We got a 4070 Ti. We got an NZXT Kraken cooler, water cooler in white. This is a ROG STRIX, ASUS ROG STRIX 790-E Gaming Wi-Fi 2 or Wi-Fi Gaming 2. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to grab a toolkit, which I have, and we're going to dismantle the current setup. We're going to try to keep the vertical aspect of the graphics card. Right now it looks horizontal because obviously this case here, being an open case, allows you to have the motherboard vertically, but also with this riser, it's got the ability to mount the graphics card vertically, which I prefer. And the reason I prefer it, for the majority of the proper reasons, is that it allows me to put less strain on the bus. So, and we're going to start tearing apart a few of these guys, because these are holding in the graphics card. There we go. It's already starting to sag a bit. Trying to prevent sag is one of the most important things that I can think of. There's a clip here, which I need to depress before I start yanking on the card. There we go. Gentle, gentle. The card comes right out. Now I'm going to disconnect the power. And here we go. She could use a little bit of a air job. It's actually quite clean. The reasoning is that this is relatively clean because the case is on top of the desk. It's not near the floor. So, as a matter of fact, yeah, it's... And I'm using gentle approaches to it. I'm not making the graphics card any stress. It's been cool for quite some time. There's no heat stress on it, and I'm not inverting the can, so that's part of that. So we can just gently put that over there. Now, let's see how we progress here. This has got the same type of clip, so I should just be able to gently remove this guy to be able to... interesting. Oh, that's right. This one's got one of these special jobs. It's got a quick release. So you push the button, and it allows you to pull the entire thing out. It's actually, I forgot how cool that was. Oh, and I also forgot what the Elgato card. So we got a little HD60 Pro. He's fine. Hasn't been used very much. Now, you see these cables here are white? The ribbon is white. The reason it's white because I had to buy this separately because this one here with this PCI Express was not I had previous version, which is actually still here. It's because I had to buy this separately because this one here with this PCI Express was not I had previous version, which is actually still here. He's not actually he was being used for the Elgato card. But this version here I had to buy this separately because it was PCI Express, the 4. It didn't allow, it wouldn't work with the 3 on it, so I had to upgrade that. All right, so now we're going to gently remove the USB. That guy's fine. So now we're going to remove the power. Now there should be a release here underneath. Now I got this angled. It's a silly little thing, but this is a LED angled power adapter. So it allows me to prevent the cables from being too strained just to put it onto the motherboard. So for me, that was ideal. Now we're going to get the main heatsink pump assembly off of the CPU. Take this guy as well. There we go. Unplug the USB. Still uses the micro USB on this Kraken 73. I think that's what this is. Get this guy off of here. All gentle like. No force, no stress, no fuss, no muss. The one thing I don't like, though, about this heatsink is that if I wanted to use 4 slots, I would have to mount this in a slightly different fashion. And I don't like to do it. The reason I have it like this is because I want the cables to be high so it can fully fuel the pump when the pressure comes back through. It'll take it, fill it up, push it, and then any inabilities, any air is going to be trapped on this top side here, right, with this part of the reservoir here. It's always been a bit of a mystery on how to get these things just done right. But because we're not going to be removing this, we're actually going to keep this Kraken. I'm not going to disconnect the fans off of this, but I will give them a quick blowout. Just to ensure, wow, look at all that dust. Just to ensure that they do still perform the way they're meant to. All right, so these guys are disconnected. This is disconnected. This is the power, obviously, for the 4070. Now, we're going to disconnect the auxiliary over here. Now, this guy should come out relatively easy. He says unconvinced. There he goes. The little clip on the side to remove that. And this guy just flops out. Perfect. All right. That's quite a bit of thermal paste I put on there. So I'm going to remove this connector here. Now I wonder if I can get this to stay in a position where it doesn't flop and destroy everything. All right, so now we're going to disconnect the RGB. There we go. Remove the memory modules and take a look at them. There we go. Vengeance DDR5. They look pretty nice and shiny and clean. All in all, this machine's been running at least 8 months like this and hasn't actually displayed any particular signs of dust or anything really that would cause it to be particularly filthy. So now I'm removing the screws that hold on the bracket. There we go. And that as well. So this bracket just comes right. This one here has a clip. Pull this guy out gently. Tire bracket comes out. Dust it off. I'll go over it with a little rag later. So move him off to the side. All right, so what do we got here? All right, let's focus on what's important. We have USB. It looks like USB, yes. As a matter of fact, it says audio, so not USB at all. All right, this guy though says USB. This guy says USB. Perfect. And these are all our hard drive LED, power button, reset switch, power LED, the usual stuff, which I don't really particularly care too much about. Now, CPU is going to come out last, as is just the one for that's the actual NVMe drive. So we're going to pull that guy out with the correct screwdriver instead of this thing. So we're going to pull out this screw here that holds it. And this guy over here. This actually is incredible. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots for NVMEs. Or is that the correct one for the NVMe? Yes, I'm sure it is. That's an NVMe. Maybe this one's not. This one's NVMe. That's probably NVMe. And this is a double. Yeah. 1, 2, I can see them there. 3 and 4. Pretty nice, actually. And the quick release here. Definitely there for entertainment purposes. We'll take a closer look a little later when I have this out of its screws. Let's pop this guy over here. I should have gotten the magnetic bit. That's okay. Finger underneath the screw, fingernail, and just gently remove it. There we go. Should be another one over here. Yes, there he is. And another one here. Perfect. Oh, it is magnetic. It's not very magnetic. And one here in the middle. There's this one over here that I don't think I pulled it out, but maybe I just didn't put them in. None of these screws are exceptionally tight. There we go. Gentle, gentle. Fish that out. Motherboard removed. Perfect. All right. So now we get to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to remove the stands for the cooler because I need to put them in the new motherboard. These are finger tight as well. Nothing on here is hooked up in a point that it could be destroyed. I don't understand why some people do that. It's also a good opportunity to put a fresh coat of thermal paste on the CPU. Come back to Papa. There you go. So those guys are off. And there's the stand. All right. So that's pretty good. Now I do need to get the NVMe out. I do need a slightly smaller screwdriver bit. Put that guy off to the side. I'll probably be using him again later. Let's get another guy here. Perfect. That's going to stay in there. That's fine. Come on, gentle like. There you go. So that's a heck of a heat sink on it. This has got a quick release. So there we go. The NVMe is out. I'm going to put him over here. That's Gen 5, if I remember correctly. All right, this goes back in place. Just don't want to lose it. Perfect. All right, so that's there, done. Now we're going to have fun with this one. I'm going to gently remove the CPU. Now, should I remove? No. Just pull it out gently like, making sure that even though I do touch the thermal paste with the fingers, I manage to keep it in a place that it doesn't contaminate anything else. This is pretty fresh thermal paste, so it doesn't require any special alcohol or scratching or abrasives or anything like that to get rid of it. It just comes right off, no questions asked. All right. There was a fair amount of stuff. And there we go. This is an i5 14600K. So he's been pretty good to me. Now, the reason I'm changing motherboards is, well, it's not entirely obvious, but I'm actually donating this motherboard away. And I've replaced it. Let's just remove this guy out of the way. What I want to do is I want to get out of the NZXT N7 Let's do a little bit of an unboxing here. Oh, isn't she pretty? Look at that. Wow, this is really well packaged. I like it. I have to be honest, I've never seen a motherboard packaged in this foam like this. It's not as flashy, okay? It doesn't have the RGB that you would expect. It doesn't do any of that junk, all right? But to be perfectly honest, it doesn't have to. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set this guy down in a place where he can't get harmed. Take this guy. There we go. I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this guy back up. And I'm going to clean this excess thermal paste so it doesn't fall into the motherboard. So pins and socket. All right. Now, if I remember right, it goes like that. There we go. So now it's protected. I'm going to take the anti-static bag, take this guy, put it square in there. And it should. Oh no, not quite, not quite. It's like this. This goes like that. Perfect packaging. Wow, look at that. Now this can go back in this box. That think goes like so. So what we've done, we've taken this, fold it underneath, and this should just go right over the top. Well, unfortunately, this piece of packaging needs to be reallocated to there. So perfect. Ready for shipping. Wow. Okay, that was relatively easy. All right, let's take a look at you. So what do we got here? The NZXT N7. Just me, or is it a little bit wonkalicious? Well, we'll figure it out as we go along. So the first thing to do is take our wonderful CPU cooling bracket, gently put it in there so not to scratch any traces or anything like that. Maybe. Is this right? Yeah, it should be. That just a hair. There we go. That goes in there. That goes in there. All right, so that part's done. Now we take these guys, which I pulled in one way because sometimes you get them, they're a little bit longer on one side or a little bit shorter. Let's check all the pins on the motherboard. I think they're pretty good. Yeah, well, nothing's touched them. This doesn't have the quick release. It doesn't have the Bluetooth 5.4. It doesn't have the Wi-Fi 6. Honestly, don't care about those things. It doesn't have RGB on it, but it's white and it matches up with the cooler. So that hopefully will give it enough of a space to be able to do its job. All right, now we're going to install the CPU, which I just got right over here. So pop this guy out, lift gently. Now, which way does this guy go? I don't care how many times you clean these guys. There always seems to be a little bit of thermal compound that makes it in the wrong place. You just got to wipe it off gently, not scratch anything up. All right, so these are keyed. I do believe it fits just like that. Done. Get in there. And wow, that's a lot of pressure, but that's okay. That's how it's meant to be. Yes, I know it was supposed to pop and it didn't pop because where the hell am I supposed to put the NVMe? Just pop out. Oh, it's magnetic. Very nice. Get out of the drill or a screwdriver. All right, let's get a smaller one yet. That's the right one. Nope. Well, he's bound to be in there somewhere. How about this guy? Is this also magnetic? Nope. This one? Nope. All right. Apparently, this thing is supposed to have 3 different NVMe slots. Currently, I see 1. I hope it's the main one. I only need the one. Aha! Perfect. That looks just about right. Perfect. Okay. Put that in there. All gentle and such. This metal feels very porous. As a matter of fact, my fingernails, as you can see, they're just leaving debris. So, interesting approach that they've taken. I guess nobody's ever going to see it because it's underneath a white sheet, but very interesting. Okay, this guy just pops right. Wow, strong magnet. Glad it's not affected by it. Pop that guy down. Don't know about these guys. That's where the Wi-Fi cord goes. I mean, I could pop the entire section here off, but I don't want to. Let's see what's on the back, if there's anything special. The back shows absolutely nothing. Okay, there's one NVMe drive, second one, third one. Yeah, right behind the small PCI Expresses. That's where they plocked them. So they're right there, the other two. Not like I really need them. All right. I don't like the positioning of this too much, but you get what you get. Clean this guy off. Oh, wow. Come on, come off. Uh, oh, yeah, this used to have gallium on it. That's fine. All right. So what we need is some thermal compound, which we're going to get in just a second. Thermal compound. The stuff that I got here is pretty good. It's Noctua, after all. So I've seen different schools. They go, oh, you got to put it in an X. Nothing wrong with an X. At least it's the X. This stuff is pretty solid, though. So I'm going to put a glob on it. And you're going to go, oh my God, that looks horrible. You're right. It's 100% horrible. But that's only because I'm going to use an old card. See, a lot of people like to do globs and then they say, oh, it'll spread out. But I like to make a uniform like layer so that I know that it's covered everything. And I'll get the excess off in a little bit. Maybe I'll add it a little bit. All right. Never liked that picture anyway. Just add a little tiny bit in this section right here. A little more right in the middle. That's it. That's all it needs. Just to be able to cover it up. I'm going to take the excess off the sides here. Because nobody wants to see those. Now, please feel free to comment and let me know if you think that I'm doing it wrong. It's worked fine for me throughout the years. You should see it when I do with the liquid gallium, for the conductor knot. All right, now this guy is meant for this motherboard. I can probably shift him up like so, but we'll see. We'll see in a moment. First, let's screw this motherboard back in. In, not up. There we go. All right. Take the bigger screwdriver. Oh, that won't fit there. That won't fit there either. Uh-oh. All right, maybe it'll fit up here. Yeah, that's more like it. Doesn't have to kill it. Interesting. Not too tight. Tight enough to be able to be comfortable, not so tight that you're destroying something. I wonder if the box actually came with additional screws. Sometimes they do that, usually on the bottom or underneath it. Let's see. SATA cables, wireless antennas, cable for said wireless antenna, and screw. Another SATA. No, it's no wireless, just no cables for wireless, just SATAs. And a little tiny screw for the NVMe. I guess it's for the other ones, which I'm not going to bother using. All right. Well, let's figure out the rest of this. That's these guys are pretty hefty. I don't know. This guy fit in there? No. Interesting approach. All right. Well, I've got another one up here that I can fit. There should be one in this corner as well. There it is. So I'm going to put that guy in there for sure. I mean, oh, that one doesn't fit very well. Why not? Get a different one. Put him in the right hole. Yeah. Perfect. All right. Let's figure out some of these cables now. This is the USB for the heatsink. So this guy definitely needs to be all the way over there. Wow. Not exactly a great place. This is the audio, which honestly I never use. Just hide it back into the case. Don't need it. Here's the other USB. And then we got this USB, which is the frontal, which is nice because it can be fished all the way over here. I gotta flip them upside down. There we go. There we go. That's fine. This is a little bit taut. I might reroute it. Yeah, let's just put thermal paste everywhere. It's fine. Well, actually, this is pretty solid regardless. I'm a little bit annoyed that I don't have the right size screws for that. That's as far as I get. I get annoyed, all right? All right, let's see about routing power. Oh, is that an issue? That is an issue. Okay, this guy is going to unfortunately have to be retired because this new motherboard doesn't allow him to fit properly, which is a dirty shame. So that'll go with the other motherboard. It'll fit there, no problem. All right, so if I take this and I fish him like this, which is the original configuration, click, click, finger, finger, thank you. All right, that's fine. CPU power, okay. Click, done. So what do we got here? System fan, AIO pump, CPU fan. So this one actually counts as an AIO pump, if I remember correctly. Now, these guys, on the other hand, this is always the fun bit. So we got a power switch, which is also known as power button. This one is power LED. And that's the minus. So he is next to the power button. And next to that goes the power LED. This is the hard drive LED. That's a plus and a minus, so that goes there. And this one is the reset switch, which comes right over here. Well, that was done. Easy. All right. It does have NZXT RGB plugs. I don't think they apply here. All right. Let's put this guy in. Now, if I rotate him 90 degrees like this, will he fit? Oh, that's a little bit tight. All right, maybe rotate him the other way. Oh, much, much better. That fits all the conformities of what they usually want me to do. Screw everybody back in. Loosey until it's time to tighten it down. All right, finger tight, finger tight, finger tight, finger tight. USB, will you fit? Will you reach? Oh, Lord. Nope, it doesn't reach very well. Okay, let's fish him out. And we will reroute a slightly easier configuration for this. It's strange that they give you an NZXT cooler and motherboard, and they just don't want to play ball together. There we go. So that guy's in there. Now this guy is the AIO pump, like so. We can fish this guy underneath it to make it look like it's a little neater. I'm not happy with this USB. I mean, it'll work, don't get me wrong. Where am I going to put him? There isn't one up here, is there? Just for simplicity's sake. No, that would be asking too much. All right. I mean, ideally, could fish this guy through here and all the way down underneath the case. Oh, wow, what a pain that's going to be. I mean, this is the cable that should follow to do exactly that. Well, this is a pretty interesting puzzle, which I'm not going to worry too much about in about 12 seconds. I'm just going to follow it back through like this. Oh, that's too far in. Get out. Oh, maybe. I wonder, is there enough room underneath this? No, let's not do that. Let's not do that at all. That's wishful thinking and the wrong kind. So, all right, fish it through here like we said we were going to do. Squeeze it through. It'll be a little tight. It doesn't matter. Squeeze that through here. Fish it, and just reaches. Is that the right way? Yep, that's the right way. It only fits one way. It's keyed. So gentle wise. Put that through there. As long as it doesn't hit the power buttons. All right. Well, that's what's going to have to happen for now. I'm not going to get too picky about it. All right, let's get the bracket back in. Now, this time I'm not going to put the Elgato back into this in the same fashion. I mean, I could. If I were to put the Elgato here, like so, pop in, closed, gentle, and this would be the main graphics card. Boom, pop in, gentle, like so. And I made a proper meal out of this one, so this guy's got to come through here. Still gentle, I hope. Yep, that's right. Okay, so let's put these screws back in. It's funny, over the years, I've gone through all sorts of different processors, but the first one that this case ever saw was an i9 9th gen. I was like, okay. Tell you guys, it's horrible getting old. Feeling my back popping. All right, let's screw this guy in. The way I see it is that now, because the graphics card isn't putting any pressure on the motherboard, I shouldn't have any issue with regards to getting this thing to work properly. I don't have, and nothing has to be screwed in so tight that it breaks anything. There's no reason to do that because there's no pressure. So everything's done by the bracket, and the motherboard doesn't feel it. If the motherboard don't feel it, must be doing something right. Okay, that's in there. That's clicked in okay. I'm still holding it though because I don't want to risk this getting damaged. I'll never see that guy again. So that's in there. And the other one is also the retainer. Perfect. So the graphics card is in. Let's put the memory modules in. And we'll put them where the other guys were on the other motherboard. DDR5. Got these for a song. And they got RGB on them, so I can't complain with that. Corsair Vengeance. Nope, he's backwards. There you go. Secured. Everything's secured. This is plugged in. That's in. Nothing's come out of that thing. This is all right. This is okay. This is the same. That's the same. This guy. Done. All right. Well, we're going to have to test it, make sure everything does work. But as far as I can tell, this is pretty easy, relatively straightforward swap. Hopefully everything will work. I'll let you guys know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want me to show you or see or anything else like that. I can tear this guy back down if I have to. Don't wanna, but if I have to. We'll see how it goes. I'll give it a little wipe down in a second anyway. Anyway, everybody, thank you for watching. It's been a great experience for me. Hopefully it was a good one for you, and we'll see you on the next one.